Everyone, so I am starting a new reading vlog and I want to do things a little bit differently so that way the videos are not like super long. I try to shorten it as much as I can, especially because this is the intro of my video, so I don't want it to be super long. So I started reading this book here. It's a part of the, I think it's called Necessary Evil series, and they're basically all like serial killers who kill bad people. So this is August. He gets involved with Lucas, and Lucas is a clairvoyant, and he goes and, basically he touches somebody and he can get visions in his head. I think that's all bullcrap, but that's just me. I don't believe in any of that stuff. Same thing with people who are psychic and all that stuff. I don't believe in it. They've been proven time and time again to be fakers. So I don't believe in any of that stuff. But anyways, this guy is clairvoyant and he sees visions of if whether or not somebody's good or bad. And so he ends up bumping into August, and he has this look of terror on his face. And August finds out that, oh, he's a clairvoyant, so he saw that, August is really, a serial killer. So I'm about 20% in. It's not bad. I liked the first book. I thought the first book was decent, but it kind of this is kind of like one of those stories where it's really kind of out of the realm of reality, really out of reality. So I have to kind of suspend my reality a little bit, and try to enjoy myself. But all like serial killer romances and stuff, it's not really what I search out, because I'm not attracted to people who kill others. It's not my thing. Oh, you kill other people. Am I going to be on that list soon? I mean, no, I just have that, thing of self-preservation, and I don't want to be around somebody who just randomly kills people. So that's just me. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't really want to be around somebody who kills other people. So yeah. It's not bad. It's not a bad start. So I gotta see what happens with this. I'll put the synopsis up right over here, right next to the book. So that way you can read it instead of me reading it to you. I'll put the synopsis up. And then if you want, you can always, disregard what it says if you want to, and just kind of skip over it if that's what you want to do. Rather than me putting a spoiler down and saying, oh, mute the video, I'm just going to go and put a picture up so that way you can read it for yourself. You could pause the video if you want to, read the synopsis. Otherwise, you could just, you could skip through it. But that's where I'm at right now. August is pretty much at the state of he kind of doesn't know what to do with Lucas, because Lucas knows his secret, but he also wants to get to know Lucas because he's sexually attracted to him. He's attracted to him, and he wants to he wants to play with him. He's he wants to protect him, but he also wants to play with him and see how far he can take Lucas. I don't know. It's an interesting book for sure. But yeah, I thought I would kind of delve back into this series again, because I want to kind of get through this series. It's not, like I said, it's not terrible. I do like the books, but it's kind of as I've said, I have to suspend reality a little bit because it's a little bit far-fetched. They're all serial killers. He managed to find all of these people who knew that they were going to be potential serial killers, and all of the men that he adopted, this billionaire adopted, that they're also gay as well. And I'm like, that's a little far-fetched. But I was like, whatever, you know. So right now I'm like that much into it, you know, 20% in, and I'm enjoying it so far. So we'll see what happens. But I'm trying to make my clips not as long, and I'm trying to get to my point more, because you know, you could have like real super long videos, and I just don't want my videos to be super long. So yeah, I'm trying to get to the point and move on from there. So yeah, that's what I have so far. So I will update you all later with how far I've gotten in the book and what happened and all that stuff, without giving away like too much of the story. So yeah, I will talk to you all later. Okay, update. I think about 30% into the book. Not that much, but I've been kind of slowly getting through it. Right now I'm heading to a street where I know in my city I live. What I've been doing is I have this app that shows little free libraries in my neighborhood, and so I will walk down, you know, try to get extra exercise, and while I'm walking I find these little free little libraries. So I just found one that was on the map, so I checked in and I took some books, and you know, I gave some books. I try to give, you know, equal amount, so that way, you know, I feel like it's equal. But I also took something else that was a bit extra. It's a little beanie that's it's a jellyfish. That was really cute, and it has a message on it. It says, "Please take me home and read to me." I thought it was really cute, so I thought my youngest would really like that. So my uncle, he does he does a lot of walking. He doesn't drive because he has narcolepsy, so he can't drive. People are like, "Oh, you should just chance it." Chance that I'm gonna pass out and possibly kill somebody or kill himself. So he has to walk everywhere. So while he's on his walks, he will find free little libraries for me. And so he'll take a picture of it, and then he goes and gives me the address, so that way I can go over to it. Because there are some that are not on the app. I don't know why they're not on the app, but they're not on there. I don't know if maybe they're not registered, because it says right on the box, you know, little free library. .org. Oh my God, I'm going up the hill. I'm going up the hill. It's a little bit of a workout for me. I'm used to going on a flat surface. So this is a bit of a workout. Whew. Anyways, so that's what I've been doing lately is that. Oh my God. I can just tell how out of shape I am. This is pathetic. Freaking pathetic that I'm winded going up that hill. So, when I first started working at this chiropractic place, I don't work there anymore, but they were not that far away from me, but they had moved. Oh, fuck. They had moved to a different location. And so I didn't want to bug my grandmother, who I was living with at the time, to drive me. So I would go and bike ride to work and back. I lost about 30 pounds doing that. And I remember there was this one hill. It wasn't even a steep hill. It was a hill. And I could not get up that hill. Could not get up that hill with my bike. I switched gears, made it easier. Couldn't do it. Every day I would try. Finally, I hit the day where I was like, I got up the hill and I was like, wow, I made it up. And then it got to the point where I could get up the hill without even having to change my gears. And that to me was an accomplishment. When I was able to do that, I was like, yes, you know? So to me, it's like, you know, sometimes things may seem impossible, but if you keep working at it, you'll get there. So for me, when it comes to, you know, my weight loss and all that stuff and me trying to lose weight, I know I can do it because I've done it before, you know? So I just keep like pushing myself. Some days I'll be like, I don't want to do all this extra walking, especially when it's hot out. And I have to kind of like mentally slap myself and say, no, keep going, don't give up. So I have to keep telling myself that, because there are days I just want to be lazy. I want to be lazy and not do anything. And I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, that's why you're lazy. That's how you became fat, because you're lazy. You know, work at it. So that's what I've been doing lately is trying to get in extra exercise and see if I can find any free little libraries in my neighborhood that are not registered. I tried to see if maybe you could register it, but I think the people who own it have to register it. Like, I don't think I can do it. And so I figured what I do is any ones I find that are not on the map, I'll write down the address, and that way I'm like, okay, these locations are not on the map, but I can find them if I use my Google Maps, you know, which that's what I do. Like, anytime I'm trying to look for a place, I just type it into my Google Maps and it'll show me where it is. So I've been doing that lately, and it's, you know, getting me outside, getting me some exercise. I mean, I don't do it every day, because if I overdo it, my feet will hurt. So I have to take like a day or two off, you know, or like the next day I just kind of do my normal walks that my body has gotten used to. And then, you know, once my feet feel better again, then I'm like, okay, I'll push myself to go longer distance. Because that's what happens with my feet is if I do too much, I'm limping. I'm like limping the rest of the day. Or my boyfriend will be like, you're limping. What's wrong? And I'll be like, oh, my foot hurts. So, You know, so all the times it's my right foot. With my left, I'll get it where it's sore, but not as much. I would say the surgery that I had on my left foot was more successful than the surgery I had on my right. Maybe because I was older, I don't know, but my right foot, well, also I was supposed to get like physical therapy on it. Never got physical therapy on it because I didn't have a car at the time, and the only one who could take me was my aunt, and my aunt didn't want to take me, so I never got physical therapy on that right foot. I don't know if I would have gotten physical therapy, if it would have helped me. I don't know. All I know is that it is not where it's supposed to be. So, but anyways, I don't want to kind of keep yakking on, but yeah, that's as far as I'm in with the my book there, about 30%. They have not, they've kissed, but they haven't done anything else. No freaky deaky stuff. So I will talk to you all later. Okay, update. It's been a couple of days since I updated you. I have since finished the book. I will say I was not impressed with this. I wasn't really feeling it. And within like, it was like within like 40 to 50%, they were, you know, they got together. And then after that, I just kind of got bored. Because then you got this character of this serial killer that was working with Lucas. And Lucas accused him of murdering these women. And so he basically got, you know, was like called crazy. They had actually put him in a psychiatric ward. Lucas, they put him in a psychiatric ward. And so, because they didn't believe him. So when Lucas had moved to this area where August is, Lucas didn't realize that the serial killer, this FBI agent, had moved there too. To basically taunt Lucas. He would leave stuff in areas and Lucas would end up touching it, and he'd get these flashes and memories and things like that, and just was taunting Lucas, and was getting to the point where it's like he would taunt him until he drove the poor man crazy, or he'd kill him, and that'd be like another victim. So they end up like investigating, following around the, I can't remember his name, the character there, of the serial killer. They end up following him around to try to catch him and, you know, see what he's doing. So you end up finding out like him and several other people were a part of like this underground like network of taking these females and doing like these illegal torture live shows. So I was just like, not feeling that, you know, especially because when there's like, I have not been interested in books lately where it's like you have these characters of, where it's like, you know, it's a romance, but also has some sick and twisted type of stuff in it. And I have not really been feeling that stuff lately, and it's just not my thing. So August and Lucas were really kind of like, when they were experimenting in sex, you had August, who was basically, it is hot in here, August, who was basically telling Lucas to like tie him down. He was like, tie me down because I don't know what I will do to you if you let me, you know, take, you know, do whatever you want, you know, whatever it is to your body and all that stuff. So there was like a scene where he tied, you know, August up. Then there was another scene where he kind of just, you know, went at it. So they were experimenting there. It got to the point where they were like, whenever there was like sex scenes, I was really skipping over them. I was skipping over the sex scenes because I was like, okay, let's get to the story of like them catching this guy, catching the serial killer, because I'm not finding this sexy. Meanwhile, this man is torturing women and murdering them, and just, it was like a human trafficking type of thing. And right now I'm not, you know, I'm not into that. I don't want to read about that. I mean, you know, in real life, there's all kinds of stuff going on, and I want something to distract me from reality and not put me into the, you know, into reality and having to hear about women being kidnapped and tortured in like these live streaming underground things. And it's just like, not for me. Not for me. I don't think I'm going to continue on with the series because, you know, there's been some series like that where I'm like, it's too dark. I can't like finish. Like there was what's her name? Tilly Cole had did this one series where it was the motorcycle club. It was like this, you know, and it had to do with a religious cult that was doing things to children. And I could not finish the series because it was really triggering to me. I don't have a lot of triggers in books. I really don't. But that trigger right there when it comes to children, and I'd say human trafficking is a trigger of mine. And when it comes to children, abuse of children, those are triggers of mine. I do not want to read because I want to jump through the book so bad, and I want to hurt some people. So those are ones right there. Those are two triggers of mine that I have learned over the years that I don't want to read about in a romance. So yeah, not a fan. So I kind of like was skimming over like the sex scenes, and obviously, you know, they did what they did, you know, with what they do, you know, these family of serial killers, and took care of it. And like I said, I don't want to continue on with the series. It's just, I want to read about good people doing good things and getting together and doing that. It's just, yeah, I prefer to do that. So, you know, I want to read something a little lighter. So, I have been having this book on my list that I want to get to, that I think I have a child crying. My youngest, she plays these games. And then she gets upset when like she doesn't win the game, or she's, you know, she doesn't handle defeat well, and she's a shitty winner. I just, you know, that's something about my child that I've had to come to terms with. She's a shitty winner, but she's a sore loser. And so it sounds like she's crying, so I think she's a little upset. Like today's Friday, they had a school, it was like someone's special lunch where you can go into the school and get to have lunch with your child or children, and then you can go into their classrooms and, you know, see the work that they've done for the whole year and all that stuff. So it was really cute. But we were a little late getting in because we were getting food for them. And so by the time we got there, we had to park like a little ways. So we had to go around the school. So we got through the gate, and my child's class is in the front area of the school. So we head over there. As soon as she sees us, she comes down the stairs and runs to us, and then she starts to cry. And I'm like, what's wrong? And so she was afraid that we weren't going to come, you know? So she saw other kids go off with their parents. She was getting upset. And so she started crying, and I'm like, it's okay. Well, then, you know, I was basically saying, like, show me to your sister's class. You know where it is. Let's go get your sister. So we did that, and then she was fine. So she gets really emotional. I don't know if it's because of the autism, you know, because she has autism, or if it's just because she's a female and females get emotional. So I don't know if that is what it is. But she gets really overly sensitive sometimes, and I have to calm her down a little bit. So yeah, that's what I've read. And like I said, it's a shame I didn't like the book. I'm just not feeling that right now. I need something to kind of like make me feel good, not like trigger me and piss me off. So yeah. So right now I'm trying to get into a book that is not a romance. It actually is a movie coming out soon. So I'm trying to see if I can get into that. I think I'm gonna like read 2 books. Like in the daytime I'll read my paperback that I bought from Target, and then at nighttime I'll read something on my Kindle. So I think I'll do that, because I tend to do that sometimes, where I'm like, okay, I'll read this and I'll read that one at night. So I kind of do like double duty. And I'll see what happens. But yeah, anyways, not to keep going on. But yeah, I gave it a 3. I really, like I said, I was kind of skipping through the scenes because I really wasn't digging them. It just, they you know, weren't, you know, especially with all the other stuff that was going on. I was just like, I'm really not feeling this book. So yeah, unfortunately, it was not a good one for me. So, yeah, that's it for this video here. Have yourself a good day. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. And I will see you all on the next video. All right. Bye.